Hello and welcome back to Bunnex Investment Group. In this video, we are going to be doing it on mobile, and several videos in this upcoming series will be done on mobile since it's actually the easiest or the most used device in trading by several traders. So you don't need to be going on the computer to actually apply this particular strategy, but you just need your phone and an internet connection. So basically you'll be using very simple indicators that are available to everyone on MT4 or MT5 or even TradingView. These are going to be the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA applied to close. So basically I have several indicators on my charts, but for this particular strategy we are only going to be using the 50 and the 200 EMA, and basically this strategy can be categorized as a scalping strategy. So here are the parameters that you'll be looking at, and you are allowed to use on any trading asset that you wish to. It's either gold, it's either indices, it's either forex pairs. Any asset that is tradable can be used, can be actually traded using this particular strategy. But before we go forth, make sure you check out our free Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And as an announcement, we have the daily market analysis, whereby I actually analyze in front of you on Zoom each and every day. That is going for only $50 per month. So without wasting much of our time, let's actually jump into the strategy. The first thing that we need to see is basically a 50-200 EMA cross. In this case, I have my 50 in blue and my 200 in white, which is this one. So we need to see this cross first to be issued first before we actually trade anything. Then the next thing, or the next parameter of this particular strategy, is actually to see the market pulling back to the 50. Sometimes it actually pierced through like what it did at this point, and it reached the 200 EMA at this point, but we are actually looking to see it pull back to the 50 and candle closure below the 50, which happened at this point. That will be our entry trigger. And from backtesting, this particular strategy has 75 to 85% accurate in terms of winning against losses. So let's just have a few trades to actually backtest, so that you see where you are going to make your entry and where you are going to miss and lose as well. So we've said the first thing is actually to see, we need to see a 50-200 EMA cross, which is this one. It occurred at this point, the 50-200 EMA cross. Then we saw the market actually pulling back to the 50, which occurred at this point. It retested the 50, and then the candle that retested the 50 closed below the 50, which was an entry trigger, and we had potential of this profit. So stop loss should always be above structure, and target should be at least twice what you have risked on your stop loss. In this case as well, we had a 50-200 EMA cross, which occurred at this point. Then the next thing was now to stock the market so that we can find where it retests the 50, and that occurred at this point. We actually see the market retesting the 50 at this point, and that candlestick closed above structure. So in this case, it's actually a very good example, because we can see that the market did not move as much in our direction. So we say whenever the market actually moves 50% in our direction, we will need to actually move our stop loss to entry. So this is basically a market maker method strategy that has been refined to be explained in other ways. In other words, we had another crossover at this point of 50-200. So 50-200 is the primary thing that you should actually use to make your primary watch list. Then from there, you now wait for the pairs that are going to pull back to the 50. So in this case, we can see the market pulled back to the 50 and closed below the 50, but the market actually came at this point. It was actually a trade that could have lost, But after that, we say whenever we trade, we do not actually sleep after we get a loss. We look for potential points of re-entry if the market still maintains the same bias. Then in this case, we can see the market actually went to close below our 50 EMA, which was offered as an entry point, and the market went our direction. We can see it actually moved quite well in our particular direction. Then going back again, we can see another 50 200 EMA cross which occurred at this point. Then the next thing is now to wait for retest of the 50 which occurred at this point, or just pull back to the 50. It might pierce and retest the 200, but we are interested in seeing the market closing above the 50 after retesting that particular EMA. In this case, we had a closure above the 50 and the market went our way. This was definitely going to be a break-even trade because the market makers made these pushbacks in the London and then went right up as we anticipated earlier. So changing the pair, let's go on Euro AUD. We can see that on Euro AUD, let me scroll back so that we have several points of entries. In this case, we had our 50 200 cross at this point, then retest of the 50, closure above the 50 was issued, then the market went our way. We can see all this was actually potential profit from this entry point. We wait again for a retest of the for a 250 EMA cross. In this case, we had double cross. In this case, there was no flow. But however, at this point, we actually had a flow. The market made this particular flow from this point going up, and then we had a retest of the 50. So these are some of the trades that I'll be taking on my live account. Even on my prop firm accounts, I actually use this as one of my entry strategies, especially when I do not have enough time to actually look at the markets. I'll basically look for these parameters. So as I've said, it's actually not 100% win rate strategy. You need to be careful with how you are placing your lots. They should be calculated on each and every entry so that you always lose what has been calculated earlier before and what you have actually settled for before the trade has been taken. On that note, we come to the end of our video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and look forward to have several videos of these mobile phone strategies so that your trading becomes easy. See you on the next one.